Well, this is our view right now. Some people make fun of us and say backpacking is dumb. But I would say it's worth it for moments like this. Gotta record our intro.
Okay, what are we doing here?
All right, it is time for another backpacking video. Thank you for clicking, everybody. I'm here with my son Jack, his grandpa Greg, and we're at the Charles C. Deam Wilderness, which is part of the Hoosier National Forest. We're just outside of Bloomington, Indiana, and it's a little bit chilly.
What day is it?
Otherwise nice. I don't know. Spring break. Tuesday of spring break, so we decided to do this. I'm gonna fish. I don't know if you can tell, I've got fishing equipment somewhere hanging on my pack, and these two are rock hounds, and there's some what are they, geodes here?
Hunting.
Yeah, so we need to hike in. The sun's starting to get low. We need to hike in, get to our campsite, and we will check back in with you, so stay tuned. We weren't able to get to the campsite that I wanted because the water is up higher than I was expecting. But this is a pretty nice campsite. What do you say, Jack?
Pretty good.
Fire pit right here. We've already collected a little bit of wood. I think Greg's gonna set up over there. Yeah, they've already found some geodes. I'm setting up in the back over here. Pretty nice.
Heard an owl last night.
That's cool. I didn't hear it.
It sounded exactly like, I guess, cartoons and movies, just like with The Who.
The Who, like the British rock band The Who?
No, just...
You mean The Hoot? Or Hoo-Hoo?
The Who.
I didn't hear it.
You were asleep and snoring.
I was snoring.
You were snoring a lot.
Sorry about that. How'd you sleep though? Did you stay warm enough?
Yeah, I woke up every now and then, but probably the worst thing was just I didn't have a pillow.
Yeah. Alright, well we have a nice morning going. We made a fire. It took us a little bit of work. It got down to I think 29 last night, so there was frost covering everything, so our firewood, including our little pieces of kindling, were covered in frost, so they were wet, so it was a little bit of work to get it started, but we got a nice fire going now. She's poking at. It's a nice fire going. He's got some breakfast cooking, some kind of breakfast skillet. I got some coffee going here, and we're pretty happy.
Yeah.
His grandpa's still asleep in his tent.
I think he's waking up though. I think he's waking up.
Yeah, he's not asleep, but whatever. It counts as asleep. He's still in his tent. He hasn't come out yet. Beautiful morning. Lake is calm.
You can't really see it, but like over there's just like a whole bunch of clay and like hundreds of just geodes lying in the clay.
Yeah, Jack and his grandpa are pretty excited about the rock hounding opportunities here.
I'm also excited.
Clay and geodes, and
Yeah.
I'm excited. I found some cool driftwood for my terrariums.
I found a cool piece of driftwood as well.
Yeah. Good morning so far.
Yeah.
Wow, we had to bushwhack to get here. This is close to the campsite where I stayed last fall. And I stayed and I fished for a day. But as you can see, it is pretty flooded. So we're trying to make our way back to our own campsite. We're just kind of walking along the shoreline here, or what's currently the shoreline. This used to be 200 yards into the woods, but with all this flooding. The boys are picking up geodes. I'm looking at cool driftwood. And I just found the coolest driftwood I've ever seen in my life. Look at this. It's a driftwood that looks like a Batman symbol. I know, it's a little bit, kind of have to use your imagination a little bit, But to me, that's a Batman driftwood. That is amazing.
I'm catching rays right
It's probably more than I'm about to go catch,
now.
but let's see what I can catch.
So you go away for a while, and when you come back, we'll have a contest for you, right, Jay?
Okay. The thing about casting into a bunch of trees like that is you have to be perfect every time. You mess up just once and your lure's gone. All right, try number 3 for the day. I used the spinner, then I used the spoon. Now I've got a small lead head jig, brightly colored, again, since the water's so murky. And I dug up some worms, and I got this under a bobber, and I'm just gonna jig it in towards me. We'll see what happens. Woohoo! Success! Not really, it's not really that super exciting of a success. Skinny little, I can never remember if that's a striped bass or a yellow bass. I'll have to look it up. I think because of the break in the lines right there, that's a yellow bass. If it were a striped bass, they would continue straight along the body. Well, let's see if there's more. Those usually school up. So, if there was one, there's probably some more out there. Maybe they are schooled up. Oh, and that one's more yellow. Definitely can see the yellowish color on him. I think another difference is the white bass and striped bass have a gap between the two dorsal fins, and yellow bass, they connect right there, in addition to the break in the lines. I think. He took my bait too, so I'm gonna have to go rebait. Yikes. Oh man, that's gone forever. Wow. Wow, that wrapped up so many times around that branch, and now it's just wrapping more. Dang. Ooh, is it coming? I bet it's not gonna come. I bet that's a lost cause. Dang it. Well, that was bound to happen eventually. I'm just casting way too close to these trees. There's no way that at some point I wasn't going to catch one. let's see. Yeah, it broke. All right, so what do we got for dinner here?
Well, not much. Right now, brats. And there's a fork over here, Jason.
Yeah, I know.
Brats in the bag. Oh, we're recording?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, I mean, we got...
It looks
tons of
done.
stuff.
You
We got
said
the
you'd...
most beautiful brats in the world.
We've got
Oh, we got some potatoes going.
Yeah.
bacon bits over there.
Bacon bits. Oh, is there onion in with the potatoes?
No.
Oh, it's a separate one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was delicious that time in December.
That was
That's not done, Jack.
I know, I'm checking.
Checking what?
The bottom.
Checking the fact that it's not done?
That whole trip
I'm
in
gonna
December was
show
great
this
until
on
it
the-
poured 17 inches on us.
Wow, it just keeps getting prettier and prettier. That is a good fire there.
Still more wood.
Yeah.
Still, yeah, we've got a lot of wood. So when you first started saying whatever you said, oh, Randy, I thought you were going to tell an embarrassing story about Randy.
No, there are no embarrassing stories.
And I
about
was going to
Randy.
say, oh, I hope he's not watching this. You're going to be in trouble.
No, there are no embarrassing stories about Randy. Except that one.
Randy's got a new kayak,
Yeah.
and
He's
they've been
very
doing
much into fishing.
they've been doing some fishing. So I
Hugely
think
into
I
fishing.
think I need to go down to Florida, and Randy and Beth and I can do some fishing together.
They've got like some kind of
Oh.
two-man kayak thing.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of it.
And Beth says she's like a reading specialist,
Mm-hmm.
so she'll just like bring books that have been recommended to her. And
Oh, she doesn't fish?
no, she doesn't fish,
She
but
just
she
floats
just
around?
loves it. She's just
But Randy's been fishing.
Randy.
I
has
would
been
have.
Yeah.
It's
fishing.
a kayak, right?
Randy and I
What,
need
huh?
to go fishing together.
Kayak?
It's a kayak.
Randy, if you're watching this, let's go fishing.
Fisherman. I think that would burn down pretty fast, didn't it?
Although I did do some fishing in this video, so I
You
don't
did?
know. This is kind of a hybrid video.
Yeah. Backpacking, camping,
pretty sure-
fishing. It's got
I'm
it
pretty
all.
sure-
Geode hunting.
Oh,
got it
it's
all.
got it all.
It's got it all.
No fossils though.
It would. I think that I found a fossil.
Did
oh,
you?
Yeah.
You have
Yeah. I mean, it was like.
Oh,
was
the fire flamed up, so I think you guys. Oh, not really visible.
Okay. Anyhow, this thing was like a different color than the rest of the rock and that kind of stuff that was down there. And I could swear I saw like a leaf pattern. The only problem is it was like, what would you say, Jack? It was like a half an inch thick or something like that. And the
That's
leaf.
Did
getting
you
like-
bring it back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's over by the
By the anvil.
anvil. We say with quotes.
Well, the three of
It's
us,
just a flat
the three of us were originally going to go fossil hunting 2 days from now, but the weather is not looking good, so maybe that will happen this weekend.
I'm a little disappointed in the
Not sure.
type of fossils that we get from that place.
Although we did get that leaf fossil.
Yeah, that
Who
one
did?
fern one was cool.
Who
Yeah.
did?
You found it.
You found it.
Yeah. Did you say weed?
Well, you gave it to Jack.
Yeah. Jeez.
God, am I generous? Hey, we had family over for Marge's birthday, and for some reason, the subject of bats came up, and so
Bats.
B-A-T-S, bats,
Okay.
came up. So they're talking about bats, and whatever reason.
Now wait, I'm sure that Sue watches all my videos, so is this okay for you to say?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. She wasn't. I think she and I were talking art at the time.
Okay.
So,
wait,
but anyhow.
wait. You were talking about art, and
And the
somehow
other group
it,
was talking about bats.
it turned to the other group. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't stand talk about bats.
Bat guano or just bats?
Hey, you didn't say it right. Guano.
Guano.
Guano. You gotta. Guano.
This
Anyhow,
guano is phenomenal.
So I.
Phenomenal.
Oh, jeez. So
He's like, I didn't think that would make it to the public.
So I years ago bought some rum, and it came with this dispenser with a bat. Isn't there a bat that's got Bacardi?
Bacardi, I think,
it's
yeah.
got so Carl looked it up. It's worth $22, and I got it for nothing. So I'm ahead $22. That's not the kind of story you want to keep on you.
Not that many bucks, really.
Well, $22. I mean, for something, you know.
So, this trip alone, how much did you spend on gear?
Oh God. Well, I'm returning the.
More than 22 bucks, I'll bet ya.
Yeah,
betcha.
I'm returning the back or the sleeping bag because I'm so disappointed in
Yeah,
it. And
I'm disappointed in it also.
And then I got the Ooh, look at that, Jack.
Are you trying to spell something?
No, just making a circle.
That's a cool fire.
That's a great fire.
Actually, it's a hot fire. I'm sorry, I had to. Look at that. That's like a pretty nice torch.
Well, it's morning 2. I got some coffee going. I'm gonna have some oatmeal in a minute. Unfortunately, we have some weather rolling in, so we're gonna have some breakfast and then get packed up pretty quick. It wasn't supposed to rain, but it sprinkled a little bit overnight. There's a few drops starting to come down now, so hopefully we can get out before we get wet. I realize I haven't shown you guys one of the things that we came for, though. So we came so that Jack and Dad could geode hunt. These are geodes. I don't know if everybody is familiar with these or not, but they're these kind of roundish stones, and you crack them open and there's cool, sometimes they're solid, sometimes they have openings, and there's a lot of like crystal. So I think this is quartz, I don't know for sure. You can see a bunch of cool ones that they found. And basically the shoreline is just littered with them here. So whatever, I don't know, whatever the geology of this area is, there's a lot of them around. And, you know, as it rains and the waves on the shore just erodes them out. So if we come and look at like the shoreline here, I won't be able to see any now just because I want to, but you can see here's a bunch, here's one, here's one, here's one. So, you know, if we were to go and take this and crack it open, there'd be some quartz in there. So cool. Jack and Dad find them very interesting. And I looked it up. You are allowed to collect rocks here in reasonable numbers, I think the website said, and for personal use only. You can't sell them. I just went to a lot of time and effort to get the GoPro out of my bag and put it on so that you guys could see what the hike out looks like. This is a backpacking video that so far had very little backpacking footage, so here we go. The GoPro battery died. I recharged it last night for my battery pack. The memory card is full. If I'm gonna keep recording and posting videos, I'm gonna have to get a bigger memory card, I think. I think it's just an 8 gig. But there's a pretty cool view right here, so. Yeah, wow, look at that. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. So I've got this drop to my left, and I thought I heard people coming behind me. So I turned to my right to look, but I didn't stop. I kept going, and so I kind of almost fell down fell down the cliff here, that would have been awesome. Wow. This is a cool place. Pretty cool. One of the things that I really like about backpacking is it gets me deep into the woods, deeper than one would ordinarily go, where I get to see some really cool moss. And this is all the same kind of moss, but there's other spots along the trail where there's other mosses growing. I think it's very cool. I get made fun of for it though. I caught up to Jack and Dad. Jack is up ahead somewhere. Dad's right behind me. We made it. All right. Did we have fun?
We had fun. We had fun.
Jack?
Definitely.
I think it was twice as long coming back though.
Right?
I don't know. It
I
seemed to take forever going out there too. It was only
I
like a
thought
5-mile hike. It wasn't that long of a hike, but
I thought going in was fairly short, but coming out was miserable. I think just because we got so confused.
yeah, they somehow got lost. They were ahead of me. They got lost.
I think we took the horse trail.
Well, I think they close down sections of the trail and then open up new sections. They just don't want too much traffic through certain areas.
Well, there was a whole
But-
bunch of trees over the trail, and I didn't remember that.
They lay the trees over it so that nobody goes there, so that people take the new path. Anyhow, we are done. We had a good time.
It was great.
Found some cool geodes, some cool driftwood. I caught a couple fish. We had some excellent campfires. We ate some Spam.
You didn't.
We had a good time. Yeah, I didn't. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.